Why Apple's foldable iPhone may be smaller than expected. Apple's first foldable iPhone, rumored for release next year, may turn out to be smaller than most people imagine, if a recent report is anything to go by. Apple's long-rumored foldable iPhone is finally beginning to feel real, and while many expected Apple to simply match or exceed the size of existing foldables from Samsung and Google, new reports suggest the company is deliberately heading in the opposite direction, choosing restraint over spectacle and strategy over specifications, because according to the information, Apple's book-style foldable iPhone could feature an outer display measuring just 5.3 inches, making it smaller than the discontinued iPhone mini, a detail that has sparked confusion, debate, and skepticism across the tech community, especially when you consider that competing devices like the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Pixel Fold Pro feature much larger front screens designed to function as full-time smartphones. Yet this surprising decision begins to make sense once you understand the unavoidable trade-offs involved in foldable design and Apple's long-standing philosophy around product intent, usability, and software. First, experiences. And to help visualize this approach, content creator Ben Jeskin shared physical mock-ups based on reported dimensions, offering a tangible glimpse of how the device might feel in hand and immediately highlighting Apple's design priorities. Because in a book-style foldable, the size and aspect ratio of the outer display directly influence the shape and usefulness of the inner display, and a taller, more phone-like outer screen inevitably results in a squarer inner panel. When unfolded, which may look impressive on paper but quickly becomes awkward in real-world use, especially for watching videos, editing documents, or running two apps side by side, whereas a more rectangular inner display, particularly one closer to a 4:3 aspect ratio, offers a far superior experience for multitasking, content consumption, and productivity, even though it forces compromises on the folded experience, and reports suggesting Apple has settled on a roughly 4:3 inner display strongly indicate that Apple is prioritizing the unfolded state as the primary mode of use, effectively treating the device less like a phone that unfolds and more like an ultra-portable iPad that happens to fold into your pocket, a distinction that aligns perfectly with Apple's broader ecosystem strategy, especially when you consider how mature and refined iPadOS multitasking features already are, from split view and slide over to floating windows and advanced touch gestures, all of which could be adapted far more naturally to a foldable form factor with a 4:3 canvas, allowing Apple to reuse years of software development rather than reinventing the interface from scratch. And this also explains why the iPhone Fold's outer display is rumored to be intentionally secondary, designed primarily for notifications, quick replies, navigation checks, and glanceable interactions rather than extended browsing or long typing sessions, a philosophy that sharply contrasts with Samsung and Google, which largely treat the cover display as a conventional smartphone screen, expecting users to rely on it for most everyday tasks. Yet Apple seems willing to challenge that assumption, betting that users will unfold the device more frequently because the unfolded experience is simply that much better, lighter, and more intuitive. And while some critics argue that a smaller outer display could feel limiting, especially for a device expected to cost between $2,000 and $2,500, making it Apple's most expensive iPhone ever. Apple's history suggests the company is comfortable ignoring spec sheet comparisons. It believes the overall experience justifies the trade-off, much like it did with smaller batteries, fewer cameras, or lower megapixel count in the past, relying instead on tight hardware-software integration to deliver consistent real-world performance. But software has its limits, and no amount of interface optimization can fully overcome the physical constraints of a smaller screen when it comes to extensive typing, web browsing, or complex third-party apps, which raises legitimate concerns about how users will perceive the folded state over time, especially those expecting an all-in-one phone replacement. Yet this is precisely why the comparison to the iPhone mini is so telling, because despite its cult following, the iPhone mini failed commercially, and Apple appears to have learned from that experience by repositioning compactness not as the primary selling point, but as a necessary compromise in service of a much larger, more compelling unfolded experience. And when viewed through this lens, the iPhone Fold's design begins to feel less like a miscalculation and more like a deliberate reframing of what a foldable device should be, shifting the mental model from bigger phone to foldable iPad, which also explains why the rumored launch alongside the iPhone 18 Pro models in September 2026 makes strategic sense, as Apple could position the Foldable is a completely new category sitting above the Pro lineup, rather than competing directly with it, appealing to power users, professionals, and early adopters who value multitasking, portability, and ecosystem integration over sheer screen size. And if Apple succeeds in communicating this vision clearly, users may come to accept and even prefer a smaller outer display if it means the inner display delivers a genuinely superior experience that no current foldable can match, especially when paired with Apple Silicon efficiency, optimized apps, and long-term software support. And our recommendation is this: don't judge Apple's foldable iPhone by its folded size alone. Because if the rumors are accurate, the real value of this device will only reveal itself when unfolded, where Apple appears to be placing all of its focus, resources, and design intent. And if you want to stay ahead of Apple leaks, foldable tech, and future iPhone strategy explained in depth, make sure you keep watching TechVerse.